Stop! That cute spotted dog you see on fire trucks? It's not a mascot. It's a historical deception. For decades, we've been told they're just friendly companions. But in the 1800s, having a Dalmatian wasn't about friendship. It was a matter of life and death. Before sirens existed, they were the alarm. They didn't ride the truck. They ran miles ahead of it, clearing paths with pure aggression. But their most critical job wasn't on the streets. Dalmatians as modern fire mascots. You have probably seen them 1,000 times in cartoons, movies, or perhaps sitting proudly on a fire truck in a parade. The Dalmatian. White coat, black spots, looking absolutely majestic. It is the ultimate cliché of the fire service, right? Most of us look at these dogs today and see a cute mascot, something for the kids to wave at during open houses. I honestly used to think the same thing, that they were just chosen because they looked distinct against a red fire engine. But here is the thing that blew my mind. Their role wasn't aesthetic, it was essential survival technology. We tend to look at history through rose-colored glasses, assuming things were just tradition. But in the 18th and 19th centuries, having a Dalmatian wasn't about branding, it was about efficiency. According to the American Kennel Club, these dogs were originally bred as coach dogs, specifically designed to run alongside carriages. But why does a fire truck need a coach dog? This is the part they didn't tell you in school. The modern mascot we see today is actually a retired professional athlete who has been out of a real job for about 100 years. If you think they are just there to look pretty, you are missing the gritty, dangerous reality of their resume. Firefighting in the horse-drawn era. To understand the dog, you have to understand the era. Imagine New York or London in the 1800s. No sirens, no engines, just muscle and adrenaline. Firefighting equipment wasn't powered by diesel. It was powered by horses. Big, powerful, skittish horses. Now, picture the chaos of a city street when an alarm rings. You have carts, pedestrians, and other carriages blocking the way. I can't emphasize this enough. Speed was the difference between a small kitchen fire and a city block burning down. The firefighters were busy trying to get their gear on and steer the horses. They didn't have time to clear the road. This is where the Dalmatians' killer instinct came in. They weren't sitting on the wagon. They were the sirens. These dogs would run out ahead of the horses, barking fiercely, nipping at the heels of pedestrians and clearing a path through the crowded streets. It's genuinely terrifying when you think about it. A pack of spotted dogs sprinting at full speed to part a sea of people. It makes you realize that the cute dog you see today was effectively the first emergency siren system. Running miles with heavy wagons. Let's talk about athleticism for a second. We are talking about a jog around the park. These dogs had to match the pace of galloping horses for miles, often while carrying their own weight and endurance. I remember reading a historical account that described Dalmatians running 20 to 30 miles alongside carriages without tiring. That is marathon-level endurance, day in and day out. It is fascinating and a little humbling to compare that to our modern pets who get tired after a long game of fetch. This breed was physically engineered for long-distance sprinting. Their physique is lean, muscular, and built for stamina. If the horses slowed down, the fire engine didn't get there. If the dogs slowed down, the horses couldn't move safely. They were a synchronized machine. But here is a surprising stat that might shock you. Dalmatians have a genetic affinity for horses that most other breeds don't share. It's almost like they speak the same language, which leads us to a darker problem they had to solve: protecting. Equipment from Thieves. This is the part that usually surprises people. You might assume that when firefighters arrived at a blaze, everyone stood back and let them work. Sadly, human nature hasn't changed much. In the chaos of a fire, while the firefighters were rushing into burning buildings, their expensive equipment and the horses themselves were vulnerable. Looting was a genuine issue. Imagine you are a firefighter in 1850. You are fighting a blaze, and you come out to find your horses are gone. It sounds ridiculous, but horse theft was real. The Dalmatians weren't just runners, they were guards. Once the carriage stopped, the dog's job shifted from siren to security detail. They would stand guard by the wagon. And let me tell you, a Dalmatian protecting its territory is not the friendly Disney dog you're imagining. They are fiercely loyal and protective. It adds a layer of grit to their history, doesn't it? They weren't just helping, they were enforcing the law, the middle of anarchy. The unusual bond with horses. Now we get to the core of the mystery. Why Dalmatians? Why not German Shepherds or Border Collies? It turns out Dalmatians have a unique psychological trait. They are para-equestrian. They naturally bond with horses. It is a biological kinship that is hard to explain, but impossible to ignore. I have a friend who trains horses, and she told me that horses are prey animals. They are constantly anxious, constantly looking for threats. Dogs are predators. Usually, putting a predator next to a prey animal is a recipe for disaster, but the Dalmatian is different. They have a calming effect on horses. Historically, these dogs would sleep in the stables with the horses at night. It wasn't just about companionship, it was about keeping the engine warm and ready. It's a beautiful example of interspecies cooperation that we rarely see today. It makes you wonder, what other animal partnerships have we forgotten about in our modern, mechanized world? Calming spooked horses at fires. Here is the climax of their duty, the moment where the dog truly became a hero. A fire scene is a nightmare for a horse. You have towering flames, intense heat, falling timber, and screaming people. A horse's natural instinct in that situation is to bolt. If the horses bolt, the water pump is gone, and the fire wins. The Dalmatians' most critical job was to stand nose to nose with those terrified horses, distracting them and keeping them calm while the fire raged just feet away. It is incredible to think about the courage that took. While the humans were fighting the fire, the dog was managing the engine. It's a level of trust that is almost heartbreakingly pure. Without the dog keeping those horses grounded, many fires would have spiraled out of control. So next time you see a Dalmatian, remember, they were the psychologists of the fire service, keeping the panic at bay when the world was literally burning down around them. Why the tradition survived engines? So what happened? The internal combustion engine arrived. Trucks replaced horses, sirens replaced barks. Logically, the Dalmatians should have vanished from the firehouse alongside the hay and the horseshoes. But they didn't. They stayed. Why? I think it comes down to something deeper than utility. Firefighters are a superstitious bunch, and they value loyalty above almost anything else. The Dalmatians had earned their stripes. They had suffered the smoke and the danger right alongside the crew for over a century. You don't just fire a partner because the technology changes. Today, they serve as companions, comforting firefighters after traumatic calls, maintaining morale in the station. They pivoted from physical laborers to emotional support systems. It is a testament to their adaptability. They went from guarding the wagon to guarding the hearts of the crew. And honestly, isn't that just as important? From protecting horses in burning stables to healing firefighters' hearts today. If you want to know the real history behind your favorite breeds, hit that subscribe button on ChickaPaws right now. What breed should we expose next? Tell me below. You might be surprised by what we find.